Hello again, and I'm Greg. Welcome back to my channel, Midnight Oil Software, where I talk about digital art and game development using Unity. I'm going to continue working on my Ninja Eggs game, which is an Angry Birds clone that I've written in Unity using hand-drawn art inspired by the artist Mark Kistler, who you may remember from his PBS shows, The Imagination Station and Secret City. So in the previous stream, I put some finishing touches on my Moon Patrol minigame. And the agenda for today is to fix a bug that my grandson found in my Flappy Egg game, and then build and deploy the updated game to itch.io. And then in the future streams, we'll look at adding some mobile controls to the Moon Patrol game and deploy it to iOS and Android. So first of all, today, going back into Unity, when I finished up the last stream, I was testing the changes I had made in the Egg Patrol game, specifically around displaying the milestone completed text. And I was seeing an issue, but I was just testing it a few minutes ago, and I'm not seeing that issue now. It seems to be working fine. So I'm just going to run this again, and so there's one milestone, and that worked. Here comes the second milestone. So it's working. It's advancing the milestones. It's displaying the milestone completed text. So all of that seems to be working just fine. There's milestone 3. I can see the scroll speed getting faster as it's getting a little bit harder. There's the landmines. Boom. Okay. So that issue that I saw last stream is somehow working. I'm not really a fan of bugs that fix themselves, so I'm not really sure what was going on there, but I'll keep an eye on that and see if that pops up again. But for the bug that my grandson found, it's in the Flappy Egg game. I need to pay him a quality assurance salary. So what he discovered was, you know, normally in Flappy Egg, you want to flap and go between these pipes. But what he discovered is that you can flap up off the screen and then fly over the pipes. So clearly that's not what we want. Okay. So I have a couple of ways I can fix this. I can either clamp the vertical position so it never goes higher than the top of the screen, or I could just have the player crash if they ever go out of view on the top of the screen. And I'm not really sure how I want to do it. It'd probably be easier to have them crash. Yeah, I think maybe I'll do that. I was kind of hoping some people might be live on the stream and could chime in with their opinion. But if you do have a comment and you're watching this later, go ahead and drop a comment in there. Maybe I'll change it. So let's go into my Flappy Egg scene. And let me look at the Flappy Egg prefab and see what I've got here. So in on update, I checked to see if I should flap, and I add force in the upward direction. So what I should probably do is I should probably say something like, if above, I don't know, if flew too high. That's pretty self-descriptive. If flew too high, have the player die. So where do I normally handle that collision? On collision, enter 2D. I probably want to extract this stuff out into a player died method. Or player crashed. And then I want to see how high is too high. I could do this a number of ways. I could put a collider around the screen, and then just have an on collision enter or on collision exit. That would probably be the simplest way. Or I could just check and see what Y position would put me out of the field of view. The easiest way would be to check the sprite renderer and just say is visible. I think I'll do that. So I go back into my code here. Do I have a reference to the renderer? Does not look like it. So it doesn't look like the sprite is directly on this. I have a sprite for wings up and a sprite for wings down. So I'd have to look for it in children. Let's try that. So I'll save off a private renderer. And in my awake method, I will say that renderer equals get component in children renderer. And I will add a property. And that'll just get me the first renderer in my children. So I don't really think it matters which one I get. I guess I could get them all and check and see if any of them are visible, but I think this will do it. So I will here say if flew too high, player crashed. Well, clearly that didn't work. What in the world did I do there? And if you haven't already, I would appreciate it if you could click that like and subscribe button. It's free and it really does help me out to grow my channel. Okay, Flappy Egg. I hit the breakpoint and I have a renderer. Clearly it's going to say if flew too high is true here. But why would it not be visible at this point? I'm saying that if visible is false, and I want to return true. Let's simplify this just a little bit. Make it a little bit clearer. Sometimes I think I make my code a little bit too clever. All right. I'm pretty sure it's going to think it's not visible. I just don't know why it thinks it's not visible. Okay, so it says is visible is false. And this is the wings downs. Oh, wow. I think I might know what's going on here. I think I do need to get both sprites and check both of them, because currently the wings up sprite is shown. I'm not showing the wings down until I flap. Aha. Once again, the iterative process of game development is demonstrated. Okay, so flew too high. I'm going to do this a little bit differently. I'm going to have a list of renderers. Okay. Actually, let me do it this way. I can't convert an array to a list. Well, let's see. Can I use link against an array? I also want to move this guy down below those definitions. So, if renderers any nope. No. Actually, what I want to do is say if there aren't any that are true. So if I don't have any visible renderers, return flew too high. Still did not work. So currently my wings up renderer is displayed. So that one should certainly be visible. Wings down is not visible, so it will return false. Okay. So, renderers. It's only giving me one. Oh, wait a minute. No, it should have gotten all of them. Include inactive. Let's see if that works. Okay, well, that worked. I just wasn't flapping, so I crashed. Well, darn. Why am I not seeing my... Okay, I've got two renderers. That one's visible. Oh, this is really cool, guys. I have a plugin called Ozcode. So now, well, I thought that would show me it right here. Anyway, so is visible false, is visible true. So one of them should definitely be true. Okay, here's what I'll do. What I'm going to do is stop trying to be cute. So as long as I encounter one that's visible, I'm not flying too high. So as soon as I flapped, you know what? There's probably an instance. There's probably an instance when I flapped when one of them was not enabled. Let me look at my code when I flap. Set wings up. Set wings down. And this sets a timer to have the wings automatically go back up if they're down. So what does set wings up do? Well, I set that one to active. Let's make sure we set one active before we set the other one inactive. Still did not work. Sometimes when I make a change like this, if I'm debugging, it doesn't take effect right away. Let me just stop debugging. Nope. All right. So when I flap, I should be calling set wings down. Well, first I call set wings up. Then I apply force. Well, I make sure I'm not moving. Then I apply force up equal to flap force. Then I call set wings down. So set wings down should set the wings up to active, to true, which should make them visible. And then set the wings up to inactive because I'm flapping. And then after that, it should check to see if I flew too high. I wonder if there's a delay between when the renderer shows it's visible. This solution might not work for me because I had the two renderers, and it looks like there's a brief window of time when neither of them are visible. Just enough that the is visible call will return false. All right, so set wings up. Okay, so set wings up. Set wings down. So this probably isn't working because I'm stepping through in the debugger. All right, I'm going to have to bail on this particular solution, I'm afraid. Okay, so forget getting the renderers. Renderer solution does not work. Okay. What I'm going to have to do is just look at the top of the screen. And it shouldn't matter what size screen I'm on. It looks like I'm going to scale this appropriately. So let me look at that point right there. Y of 54. Let me add an empty object. Reset it. Y of 6. So maybe a Y of 7 would be too high, because on the screen I can see the top of the sun. So maybe a Y of 6 would be too high. I want Y. And I was not on my monitor. Okay, so what I've done is I've ripped out the renderers. I'm no longer getting the renderers. I added a serialized field for the upper bounds, which I've set at 6. And my flew too high method will just check to see if my Y position is higher than that. And I came up with that position by adding an empty game object in my scene here. And I can actually just take the egg. So on the game view, come on, Unity. Why aren't you letting me click that? There we go. On the game view, I can always see the top of that sun. So if I take this egg and I move him up to the top of the sun, he's at like 5.41 on the y-axis. So I've set this upper bounds to be 6 and modified my flew too high method to return true if I'm past that. So let's give that a test. So I'm not crashing when I shouldn't. Ha! Okay, all that just to keep me from flying out of bounds. Okay. Trying to be too cute, using the renderers and using the isVisible property. So, having got that out of the way, we want to build the WebGL version and publish it to itch.io. Actually, I don't want to build and run. I just want it to build. And I assume it is building the WebGL version. I need to go double check the settings. And I want to capture some screenshots to put on the page, on my itch.io page too. And I'll probably want to make a little video of the new features and put a little devlog entry up there as well. Bunding and compressing data? Shouldn't that be bundling? It's taking a long time. Should probably have put in some sound effects. Making sure I don't have the debugger on. So in the meantime, if you haven't already, do me a favor and click that like and subscribe button. I'm really trying to grow my channel, and I'd really appreciate it if you all would subscribe and click that like button and click the notification icon so you can be notified the next time I go live or post a new video. I'm going to be doing a tutorial soon on parallax. And I'm also working on a new prototype for the Star Castle game. I don't know if you ever played Star Castle in the arcade, but I think that's going to be my next project. And unlike what I did here for Moon Patrol, where I added it to the Ninja Eggs game, I'm going to do it from scratch, creating the project from scratch, importing the assets, everything from the ground up. I think that'll be a more useful tutorial, especially for beginners. So I'm looking forward to that. I think it'll be fun. I'm going to be doing some top-down parallax in that game. It's kind of fun. And this build is just taking forever. I apologize for that. You know any good jokes? My kids, for Christmas one year, or maybe it was for my birthday, they got me a t-shirt that said, "Dad joke loading, please wait." If you know any good jokes, post them in the chat. In the meantime, I don't know if you've ever looked for any free assets on itch.io, but for my little parallax tutorial, I found this nice little collection of art that gives you these different layers of images, which is perfect for a parallax effect. So I've downloaded them and I'm going to use them in my tutorial. And another useful site is freesound.org. And so I'm going to be looking for some free sounds on here that I can use in that Star Castle game. Like, oh, I was thinking something like when you die, you know, I don't know. Something. Anyway, there's a ton of free sounds on here. Oh, it's running my game. Looks like the build finished. Okay, I'm going to actually exit this because I don't want to play this right now. What I want to do is go back into Unity. I want to go into my build settings. So I have WebGL. Let me just make sure that it built everything where I wanted it to. So it did. So what I'm going to do, I always zip up. Let me turn off that ticking noise. What I always do is I zip up my old version. So I'm going to take the current old version and delete it. I take my last one that I built, and I'm going to call it old. And then I use 7-zip to build my zip file. And then I will rename this to ninjaeggs-webgl.zip. So if we go back to my itch.io dashboard, what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload that. Okay, and if I was to click Save and View Page, it's loading the game. Now, unfortunately, I'm going to have to beat every level because they're all locked. But I put in a cheat just for me where I can hit a special cheat key and kill all the monsters on a level to clear it. So I can quickly go through these. Ooh, there's so many monsters it was loud. So those little puppets I put up were ones that Mark Kistler, in his online art classes, he always draw these little paper puppets. And he would hold them up during the class and he would say something funny like, parachuting penguins, or pencil power, or stresses on the bus. Or you guys are geniuses, that's Einstein. Okay. Man, I'm clearing these levels like crazy. Oh, I should probably turn off the new for that parachuting penguin stage. Okay, we're to the mini games. Now, Flappy Egg, I have to press my cheat key multiple times to beat the different milestones. But first, I want to test my... Okay, so that worked. I flew up too high and I crashed. So that worked nicely. Okay, I never saw the message that I unlocked Ninja Woods. But it is unlocked. Interesting. So I don't have a cheat key for this. I'm going to have to actually beat these levels. And I got to beat 3 of them. I want to make that bigger. Just looks better full screen. No! Okay, I have unlocked the Egg Patrol stage. So let me just go ahead and crash here. Boom! Okay, it's up there, and it is... Oop, I got a problem with my UI there on the crash screen. I'm going to have to fix that. But overall, it is working. So you can go to midnightoilsoftware.itch.io/ninjaeggs if you want to try it out. And hey, if you find any other bugs, drop something in the chat and let me know. And maybe I can fix them in the next stream. So... hopefully this was useful and entertaining. I had fun doing it. Once again, please click that like and subscribe button if you can. It's free and it really helps me out to grow my channel. And if you have any suggestions or comments about things you would like to see, or any suggestions on what I can improve in my content, I'm always looking for ways to improve my streams. And if you'd like shorter videos or you'd like more in-depth tutorials, whatever, just drop a comment in the chat and let me know, and I'll get back to them as soon as I can. And let your friends know. If you know of any friends that do Unity game development, share this on your social media platforms, either Twitch or Twitter, Facebook, Reddit, whatever. And yeah, so once again, thanks so much for watching, and have a great day.